Nigeria needs employment generation by governments and all, for many reasons. Some are serious about this, but many others are not. 6:30 p.m. news highlights on YouTube page, Clearview TV every day, says it all. Subscribe now. And our full news comes up at 7 p.m. on DSTV channel 255, MITV Daily.
Hello and welcome to Clearview Television. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. We'll begin with the Apex Igbo socio-cultural group, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, warning the President, Muhammadu Buhari, has alleged secret shoot-on-sight order to soldiers on Igbo youths and was called it another pogrom and genocide. Ohanaeze said it had uncovered the plan of the Nigerian military to massacre Igbo youths using Fulani Hausa military commanders. The Igbo socio-cultural group cautioned the federal government to refrain from the use of force in resolving the present national crisis. The President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiozo, in a statement by Ohaneze's spokesman, Chief Alex Ogbonia, said extrajudicial killings of innocent Igbo youths by security agencies, especially the military, had brought forth the new security situation in the southeast. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved new security measures for the southeast and south-south regions of the country. This was one of the outcomes of the series of security meetings held in the last 11 days and concluded on Tuesday in the presidential villa Abuja. The acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Ghali Baba, disclosed this to State House correspondents after the meeting. He, however, declined to give details, and the President also approved a memo presented by the National Security Advisor, NSA, Major General Babagana Munguno, retired, on the control of drugs, which he said are the enablers of insecurity, but did not also elaborate. The NSA said the meeting addressed the need to address the security challenges in the country, particularly those that have arisen in the last few months. The Nigerian police and its Operation Delta Safe are to pay 55 million naira compensation to families of persons killed extrajudicially. So says the Endsars protest panel set up by the Bayelsa state government to look into cases of police brutality in the state.
It is 5 years down the line since a case was instituted against the Nigerian police by the family of Daniel Kokorifa in Bayelsa State for the alleged killing of their 17-year-old son. Against this backdrop of police brutality, therefore, the Bayelsa State government set up a judicial panel of inquiry to probe cases of high-handedness of the police in the state. Members of the Kokorifa family perhaps have a reason to smile again, now that justice has been served. Daniel Kokorifa, father of the slain 17-year-old boy, has been awarded a sum of 15 million naira by the panel of inquiry set up by the Governor Duye Juri as a compensation for the extrajudicial killing of his son by a policeman. Justice Young Ugola, who headed the hearing, also ordered the anti-oil theft outfit, Operations Delta Safe, to pay 15 million naira to the people of Agudama Ekpetiama community for the killing of one Bolozimu Toluga.
Offender, the police officer, was actually tried in court and found guilty. However, we have to see justice for the family and some other extra cost that the family suffered in trying to get the corpse of the deceased and also the burial of the deceased.
15 million naira is okay. There's no problem about that. But it cannot bring back my son.
In other rulings, the Nigerian police was directed to pay separate sums of 12 million and 13 million naira for the fatal shooting of a student and injury of another by the police during a protest staged by Niger Delta University workers at Amasoma.
He was shot. Even up to now, he's still bleeding by his abdomen and a big laceration on his right hand.
It was my younger brother was wrongly killed by rampaging police officers, but are supposed to protect lives and property.
I'm not very okay with the amount awarded because no money is too big to compensate the life of a person. That was a year 3 student in the university. Nobody knows what he could have become in society.
Justice Ogola, while delivering his judgment, however, noted that the police failed to present and conduct cross-examinations, which made the allegations by litigants to go unchallenged.
The federal government has been urged to allocate more funds for the treatment and prevention of tuberculosis and its related diseases. This was the recommendation of health experts at a workshop organized by the Stop TB Partnership in Abuja, the Nigerian capital.
In Nigeria and the world at large, tuberculosis has become one of the deadliest diseases. Research shows that about 18 tuberculosis patients die every hour in Nigeria. This disease comes with severe symptoms of cough, and it is also recorded that Nigeria has the highest burden of the disease in the whole of Africa and the third highest in the world, after India and Indonesia. Above 75% of Nigerians are yet to be diagnosed, talk less of receiving treatments. As a result, the group called Stop TB Partnership, in collaboration with Treatment Action Group TAG, is now working with health experts to totally curb the spread of tuberculosis in Nigeria.
The major challenge we have is that we still do not have enough gene experts, because in the whole country we have only 403 gene experts, and some local governments don't even have. The government of Nigeria, the federal, states and local governments to come in to support.
Some health experts speak further on how to curb tuberculosis.
Is vital as it would help curb the spread.
That treatment is free, diagnostic is free. All you need to do is, when you have such a situation, if you cough for more than two weeks, go to the hospital. If you have a neighbor that has coughed for more than 2 weeks, you call.
One of the major highlights of the workshop was launching of the Drug Resistance Storybook, a document that details experience of tuberculosis patients from diagnosis to treatment and cure.
The Federal Ministry of Water Resources has handed over some solar-powered boreholes under the COVID-19 wash intervention response to communities drawn from the 3 senatorial districts of Kogi State. The Minister of Water Resources, represented by the Zonal Coordinator, North Central COVID-19 Response Project at the handing over ceremony, said some persons have also been trained by the ministry to operate and maintain the boreholes. The water supply facilities were received on behalf of the beneficiary communities by the State Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdul Mumin Danga, at the State Secretariat in Lokoja.
Washing hands is the most effective preventive measure of COVID-19 recommended by the NCDC, and the federal government has considered states that are mostly hit by scarcity of water to benefit from its intervention. Kogi State, being one of such states, got the attention of the federal government to ease the people's search for water. The Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdul Mumin Danga, commended Governor Yahya Bello for the role he played and appreciated the federal government for the provision.
The governor that we have, everybody knows Alhaji Yahya Bello Adoza. There's an intervention like this from Federal Ministry of Water Resources. I just want to notify you. He said, Honorable Commissioner, go ahead. So with his own support, that's what gave me the energy, the zeal to make sure that I'm moving well and all that. And there's a lot of intervention coming from the same quarter. Inshallah, Kogi will be part of it also.
Trained officials commended the federal government for the training. They said it is an opportunity to serve their communities. They promised to deliver on their mandates.
I can boldly say now that I have been well equipped mentally and technically, because in the time past, we've been trying to maintain the borehole drain in our community, and sometimes we don't even know the way to go about it. There are some little challenges that we're going through, but now I think I've just realized that there are minor issues, and I know exactly what to do, and we know who to run to and where to get help from whenever we have such challenges.
I'm so grateful today because the federal government has already empowered us concerning these works. Before even now, I have been taking care of the project, and now today I have been well equipped, so I will continue to do more.
So we really appreciate God and the executive governor of Kogi State. We appreciate him for organizing this kind of training for us, and those from Abuja Federal Ministry of Water Resources. We really appreciate them.
The representative of the Federal Ministry for Water Resources, Shatima Adamu, urged the people to make judicious use of the facilities with consciousness to maintain it to serve them.
We want them to take ownership because we want them to sustain those projects. We don't want them at the end to be like previous 4 years back project that they will do it and they will abandon it even if it has spoiled. This one, we want them to have a sense of belonging. They will see that this project is their own so that they can operate it, maintain it, and also they can secure it.
The water supply intervention is to increase access to water, sanitation, and improved hygiene amongst the people. In Lokoja, Kogi State, Organic Victor reporting for Clearview Television.
And on the foreign scene, bodies of Indians believed to have died of COVID-19 are lining the river Ganges in the northern parts of the country, as cremation costs have forced many to deal with the remains of their loved ones personally amidst a massive, deadly surge of the virus. Reports say dozens of bodies, at least 30, had been discovered by authorities near Chausa, a town in the country's northeast, with authorities suspecting but being in most cases unable to prove that the dead were a result of the virus. Some witnesses put the number of bodies discovered as high as 100. Local tradition, according to the Times, leads some to weigh the bodies of the dead down with stones before releasing them into the Ganges, which is a holy river in Hinduism. But the local authorities told newsmen that the number of recovered bodies had shot up in recent weeks. India has experienced a massive second wave of infections in the recent weeks that has overwhelmed many hospitals in the country and left thousands struggling to find medical care for very sick family members. Do remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. You can like us on Facebook at Clearview Television. Follow us on Instagram at ClearviewTV_NG and on Twitter at Clearview Online. Thank you for watching. I am Nkiru Obuli.